Hey everyone, we're back with the Great Ace Attorney. Last time we started the trial of case 4 and we just called the witnesses to the, well, what's his name? I almost called him Black Quill. The prosecutor, Baron Van Zeek, Barrick Van Zeeks, called the witnesses to the stand, who are both weirdly adorable. They better not be evil. Yeah, I didn't realize I had an issue with my noise gate. I think I fixed it. This whole series is cursed by audio, by the way. I swear, this normally doesn't happen. It is only with the Great Ace Attorney. Like, how many different audio issues have I had? Like 4 or 5? Let's see if we can get the whole collection by the end of it. What do we have left? I'm just gonna have to start manufacturing fake audio issues to pretend. I like that. Yeah, so anyway, I'm probably gonna cut it like 15 minutes in just to check on it. Anyway, witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. So that's the police officer, obviously, and she is wife. Both have matching scarves. Constable Beate, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. Kinda looks like a Charlie Brown character. And I'm Mrs. Beate. Patricia's my name. Fair to say I'm this young town hero's wife. So he's popular in the town for some reason? What's the story here? Well, in truth, we haven't married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I've heard that before, actually. Who said that last time? It wasn't Gregson, was it? Indeed, apart from the rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know? They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true. Was it Gregson? Someone said it. They're responsible for keeping the streets clean, lighting and extinguishing our street lights. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. The fact that it's being repeated again makes me think that's going to be very relevant. I want to just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, constables expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. Okay. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife are walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. They witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beate? I do have to wonder how aware he was of his surroundings. Wait, Patricia Beate? Rolly Beate? What's the pun here? Rolly Beate. So like Beate's obviously a word. So Patricia... Patricia... I don't know. Oh. Constable Rolly Beate, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's gonna be. I'll just plays his little music for like 5 seconds. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. Tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. Witness testimony. Oh, the witnesses saw. It's our wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There's no time to change after work. Anyway, 2 silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. The other scattered something before just running off. We went straight over, of course, and we went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day. So they didn't actually see a stabbing. Well, it's extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. Well, I mean, They said silhouettes. Their testimony is true. The alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed. It's death and kneel, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot about that. It's been like a week. But I mean, I'm still on the theory that she wasn't actually stabbed. Because there's no blood. And like, why would she be comatose for 3 days after being stabbed? Like, I'm sure that's possible, right? But like, it's kind of weird. What an unfortunate but chancing. On your wedding anniversary too. Unless like, you know, she was stabbed in like the brain and lived. No, it's just in the back. Oh, I know. I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. I don't think they never said that. They're testifying under oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. And he's just lying. The man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense. Oh, sorry. Commence the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. The witnesses saw. Okay. Probably not relevant. Well, maybe their clothing was, but 2 silhouettes. Let's press that. 2 silhouettes? That's right. They're coming towards us, walking up Ryer Road in the opposite direction. Oh, CG. There's a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. Oh, so they were... Wait. Oh, okay. They were walking towards them. Wait. Maybe, hold on, I think we'll get into that. Because in that CG, the person who's supposedly Natsume is behind. What's the stab person's name? Who are you? Olive green, right. This sounds exactly like the victim is pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at that time, there was nobody else nearby? Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark. There's streetlights on Ryer Road, you see? There's nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? What? Oh yes, that's right. Of course there's a light fog on the ground. But Ryer Road is dead straight. See a fairly long way down the pavement. And there's the street lighting as well. I don't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer please, Mr. Beate. Are you quite sure of what you've just said? Yes, sir. The copper spends all day every day keeping watch of the streets, I swear to it, sir. I'm sure. As my love for Patricia is true. That's what the kids call Grizz, I think. Oh, Pat. Oh, Yoli. Or did I get... They're still maintaining there's no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. Starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. Getting to seem like there's nowhere to run. Well, then stop not submitting it. Let the scene all too convincingly. Thank you. We have a reasonably clear idea of the situation. What happened in the crucial moments that followed. One of them collapsed on the floor and the other scattered something. We don't have any evidence for this, right? Yeah, we don't really have a lot. The knife. The knife. Remember the edge of the knife was like not there. And hold on, let me Look, it's been a week. I gotta refresh myself. Oh, yeah, reporting officer Rolly Beat. Unconscious. Name was gleaned from personal. Oh, so they don't even know if she's olive green. Right, that's what the question mark was. No other signs of injury were observed. Okay. And then the map. Okay, yeah. Press that. It's probably going to be about the books, but it might be relevant. Couldn't make out what it was at the time. When we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Although if Natsume wasn't at the scene of the crime, then those books may... Yeah, okay, never mind then. I was thinking they could have been planted there. But like... See, I don't get... What are the odds of Natsume... You know... Green coat... Like, it just... I am... very lost with this case right now. I see old books. Yes, sir. The culprit has dropped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, clearly pictured in this photographic print. That rotting Japanese man did it when he did the deed. Do not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. Oh, we saw him! It's the man in the dock without question. Saw. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose, everything. I was kind of wondering, like this week I was thinking about the case a little. Like I wonder if they're just gonna end up doing like the whole thing was just an accident, although I don't know how you accidentally get a knife in your back. And you know, they're just blaming it on the Japanese guy because, you know, racism in the, I almost said 1900s or late 1800s. Any more insults you want to throw in? That's right. He looked down at that poor, defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. You did not see this. And suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away. Okay, that did happen. I see. Well, presumably, maybe. May have been an old man. It's tough. Seems as though they're telling the truth here. Bear in mind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and— oh, shut up! And his wife. Now please, continue. I thought it was gonna be yeehaw. Come on. He should have said yeehaw. That's a yeehaw. Change that. I'll edit that out. That's yeehaw. Okay, hold on. Let me go check the audio real quick. Okay, we're back. I just skimmed through it. It seemed like it was fine. Didn't notice anything bad. Was it your husband who went to fetch help? Oh, no, I went. May not be a police officer myself. The proud wife of one, after all. Isn't that right, my darling? What? Yes, that's right. Ask Mrs. Beate to go. I was off duty by that point. Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, though I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beate. Reserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see? Told her where to find the right police box. Give my ignorance? What do you mean exactly by the right police box? That's a good question. Depends on a crime's location, you see? So who deals with it? Oh, okay. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. Oh, on his beat. So I told Patricia the way to a police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. Nothing more repugnant than a young couple in love working together, you know? Thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions? 2 model citizens. Oh please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling? He's always blushing. Yes, sir! What Patricia said, sir! Back to bed. Let's move on, shall we? Definitely the Japanese man in the dock. I mean, I guess... Hold it! Did you actually see him? Really, you wouldn't have been able to see his face. for the light of the gas street lamps. We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you. They eat carrots. Right. Poor guy. The light from the street lamps was more than enough. Think he's awake yet? My husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. It's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course. Oh, it is, it is! When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright. Take your point. You stop shaking your husband about. Constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see? That's why we can tell you for sure and certain it's that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Yes. The accused are no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub... No, unmistakable, sir. Cat-like... What if it was just a cat? As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. So Seki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. That's it then? That's the entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I hate to admit it, hearing the testimony really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beate saw what they saw. They say Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. I feel the same. Well, that's true. What does that leave us? Members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no! What do we do? Kazuma-sama, we're here. What would Kazuma do? He would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. You mean somewhere else? Your statement about seeing him was unequivocal. Calling that into the question won't help. Identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict. They actually changed their clothes! They were able to discredit them. Make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of that day is accurate. Yay, I mean, I know how to play Ace Attorney. This is the only one who didn't press. Some time to change after your work. You remember the police, Mrs. Beate? Oh no, sadly not. The job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly, they can't even apply. Well, you can probably see why children and the elderly they can't do the job, can't you? Think really looks ever so handsome in his uniform. Sits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? But, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. We're planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? Creepy. Oh no, really? Much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes, I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. Anyway. Right, although, it's a bit to drop to be honest. Spending the whole day on my feet. Pleasing is my life, son. Ah, well, here we go. We got a little book. Like I said, I'm the proud owner of this. I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. That now? My warrant cards, huh? We've got my London copper. The noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. Patrol the streets of London down and uphold the peace of the common man. Sa, such a noble cause? Cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. As I know, the plying of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and sound. So fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. Sa, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beate puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me, but to show my dear wife how much I care. She has big ears. Ooh. What a charming couple. Young love is okay, yeah, okay. Like look at Susato's ears and then look at his. Young love is such a joy to behold. A little over the top, perhaps. And then, oh, we're not getting the book as evident? Oh, okay, yeah. Can I ask you something? We just had to press everything. Yes, of course. What is it? Keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... Seems like, oh no! She's a pup! Oh no, she's gonna fight us! Seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. I like this song. No. It's not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember? I know what I saw. Remember every last detail. Everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? Oh, she gonna say the names? Tell you the names of every single one I could. Every single one. You dare to question how reliable my testimony is? Yeah, say it so we can finally present the receipt again. That will do, Mrs. Beate. No, it won't do at all. Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that you'll leave him. Hey, really don't mean to cause offense. Let's put your husband's fist down. Perhaps you'd like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beate? Might that appease you? Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? Okay, yeah, add that so I can... Oh, that... No! I clicked! Okay, so we gotta press that. She'll add it to the testimony. Press. The 4 books! Oh, 4 books. We know there are books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. I'd been to the police box for help, but have a good look over the area for good measure. What's your husband doing at the time? Lying face down in the snow, getting someone else dressed. Works ever so hard, you know? Ever so hard. Interesting wife guarding the scene of the crime. So someone could have come in and taken the book. Yeah. Are y'all listening? The Count of Monte Cristo. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it yearnings? And there's a meal for someone. Last one was definitely the thing gummy something. Yeah, okay. See? She's good. There are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. Oh well, they're along those lines, I'm quite sure. There are indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it. Really? Hold on. I'll look if they're the same ones. Picture, yeah, okay, a meal, yeah, Canterbury, yeah, okay. She's got it, but the thing gummy something is missing. Very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Oh, what? We got his gun out. I was about to skip the text. Anyone who upsets my petition will have to answer to me. Terrifying. Yeah, I know, right? It really is. I'm scared of the guy who's half asleep with a gun. Okay, go through this for a 3rd time. Again, now go all the way back through. Don't accidentally go 1 too far. E. Objection. There we go. So you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right. I remember all of them. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I read the picture of Monzier. I was like, oh, she actually remembered. No, the thing gummy something. Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Beate. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no. What flaw? Simply that, at the scene of the crime, there are only 3 books, not 4. What? This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Your books? No, not my books. They're Natsume's books. And it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. As you can see, only 3 books are listed. Only 3? But, no, that can't be. Remember seeing them. They're in 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books. Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them there, I swear it. I saw them. No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So, I'm still thinking about the lack of blood, right? But like, they would have notice at the hospital if the knife didn't actually stab her, right? Like, it's not shot, like... Did they weaken to Bernie's it and, like, it was a corpse? No, because she's still... Well, she weakened at Bernie, someone in a coma. I'm trying to make everything fit. I just do not get what's going on in this case. But your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. Sorry, you're not the main character like me. So cannot be denied. Though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, no!
Objection!
Who could that be? Who could have said that? It could have been anyone. Oh no, he's doing the Trudy hand thing. It's plainly evident. It is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? Oh no, he's getting the whiteout. Cannot be denied is that these two witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Ah. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. You know, he 100% is right about that. That is what you do in Ace Attorney. Would that be fair? He sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. Oh! You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene of the on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found. You can't just present new evidence this late into the case. But what about the photographic print? Only shows 3 books. Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. That print? You mean to say... Allow me to present another, one that shows the victim's hand. The Lion's Pride? I don't believe it. It's a book. Oh my god. As you'll observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. No! Inosuke's dead. Order! Order! There, you see? You see? Look at that. Look. Yes. Just like I said. Isn't it, my darling? Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beate, the titles once again, if you please. Oh, yes, of course. Picture of Monsieur somebody or other. Picture of Monsieur, am I allowed to say that? What's it, yearnings? Canterbury yearnings. A meal for someone. A meal for look, stop with the French. We don't. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book's titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beate's power of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rolly? Gentleman paid me a compliment. Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia's flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt. Mrs. Beate mentioned 4. I mean, she has one in her hand. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. Sorry, counsel. Does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? Not odd at all, my lord. The photograph clearly shows the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own books? She's allowed to read? Wonder what became of that 4th book. Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You'll submit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord. Crime scene photo number 2. Specifically shows the victim's hand. Okay, that's gonna be relevant. 4th book, The Lion's Pride. And we're gonna have to look at that real quick. Court record. Okay, first off, what do you mean it specifically shows her hand? What's noteworthy about that? Is it that little thing right there? What is that? Is it her ear? I'd say that's a rather normal sized ear. Okay, let's examine this. Oh. That's what I said. Look at this. The book's been badly burnt. You'd never be able to read it in this state. Wait, do I have hard drive space? Okay, yeah. 5 gigabytes. That's enough, right? Never be able to read it in this state, especially not the later pages. They're a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. The fire in the apartment. And he likes lions. What? How does that connect? A book recently damaged by fire. How does that seem to raise a red flag with me? Back cover is badly burnt. I don't get what's going on. I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. Your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer out to the accused logic that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. You just like saying big words. Futile. Walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat. So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions? Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese Travis? You know, I just remembered the 2 characters that showed up. Remember at the end of the investigation, the Shakespeare guy and the other guy. I wonder, are they going to be relevant? I don't even know what's going on. How did a book from the apartment get up there? Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is this the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You've heard all the witnesses and seen all the evidence. This trial has run its course. Mr. Naruhodo, afraid we're in a terribly precarious position. I know, but fight back in the wrong way now. Very well, just make matters worse. Think, Yunosuke. Think! What do you do now? Okay, is that object? Yeah, we object. What grounds? Don't ask us. Objection. Just object and find out later. I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense. You failed. I'd like to ask juror number 4 about the book. The die has been cast. There's no more room for debate. Well, might be over as far as you're concerned, but I object. I can't think of what to say. If I may, Lord Banzix? Oh, thank you. Get the book out, get the book. Seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene in a moment like this. Pull out the book! They'll say what to do. Oh. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you'll have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruhodo. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. The court will hear you, madam. Yeah, say something to buy time. Stall. Go ahead, Mr. Zato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? Well, court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. Of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. But we must take the opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible. I understand. Thank you, Susato. This is it! You managed to win us one last chance here. Can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Oh, he's prepared. Look at him. Both hands on the table. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case, hitherto overlooked. It's gotta be the book, right? Or it's her hand! The victim's hand!
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. I'm afraid, counsel, I concur. What? Before we do this opportunity, let the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. Turn the book around. I insist you elaborate, counsel. Instead, you'll identify this clue at once. Let me make myself clear. Oh, yes, my lord. It's, Naruhodo? Yeah. Yeah. So, counsel, here's the vital clue. Just...
Got it!
Ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. Back? What do you... Good gracious! Been burnt to a crisp! So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It's undeniably extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
I wonder that if the book was swapped out. That's gotta be it, right? But like, what kind of book would be, you know, crucial evidence? Unnatural, you say? Whatever it might be, Nipponi's friend. Oh. We already can see the point. It bears no relation to the case. Well, I mean, I guess it's not what the book is, but rather like, you know, there's blood on it or like something. We already can see the point. If it bears no relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. But you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this tried book hide? Tried book. There's one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. An outside chance, certainly. Worth a try. Alright, explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting you can ascertain from the fire damage the sorry tomb has suffered? Its owner. Burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner. I beg your pardon? But where do you know who the book belongs to? The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers, which I'll get to in a minute. I'm stalling. Good gracious, how can you possibly? Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Are they allowed to do that? They throw the fire at your nosegay instead of into the scales? Counsel, the defense response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. Tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? John Garadeb.
Take that!
I wonder if it lets you present his wife too, or if it's just him. It belongs to the couple who owns the house the defendant has his lodgings. Certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The landlords? Oh, he's afraid of landlords. Whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know. But of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today, none other than Mrs. Garrett herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garrett. Hey, you're in court. You can't lie. Wife, I'm his maid. Things would be much easier if you just dropped the pretense. All right then. How about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garrett's house? I never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. So woman is the accused landlady, you say? You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
Okay, so what if during the fire they had to like throw something out the window, right? And it hit her on the head. Because a head injury, that could cause you to go comatose for a good while. And then they saw what happened. They ran down. They stabbed her in the back with a knife to make it look like she was stabbed. And then switched the book out because there's something about the book that gives it away. It's not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house. Like something was on fire and they couldn't put it out, so they threw it out the window, right? Lands on her head. Because she was exactly across from the window. What sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know? Whole place filled with smoke. See a baldy thing. You know, his head kind of looks like a crescent moon. Anyone else see that? And take long for the fire to spread, of course. Wally furniture started going up as well. First of it is, I lost my favorite, book called The Lion's Pride. Oh, he's super chuny. The Lion's Pride. By Jove! Very same title, the subject to this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
This is risible. Risible? Is that a word? I've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense. I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrett was considerably enraged. Apparently, continued to attack Mr. Garrett, even amid the flames. Wait, do we still have the card? Or is it James and Mary? We don't have it anymore. Oh, how awful. Can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly? Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir. We would pull the scarf, though. All my favorite old novels. As soon as the fire got him, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. The way I started hurling things at me. It was I back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. So she threw something, it went out the window. Maybe? And had his back up against the window. He had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No. Thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. There's no report of the Garrett's window pane being broken. Could have been open. It's quite true. Saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrett household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time? Not even remotely. Let us not forget the season, the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. What if they had 2 spare window panes for when they bricked up the walls? I mean, they would have been hanging on to those for ages, but So the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, counsel. You earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garridub's wife? Yes. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. That's quite enough. I assume it's Mr. Garridub? Oh no, it's her. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now. You little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer? You're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight. Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake? How could you? Nothing to do with this beastly case. Not any of it. All you've done is solely our family's name. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud, simply to divert attention from your failing defense. What was that? Did she just hit that guy? To box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable. Too right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this meatpot knee shout about his fancy foreign thief? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim, that little hunchback with the mustache. He ran away from the scene too. I do declare you're right. No. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Sorry. What's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. But what about the last guy? What is your position, Lord Van Zooks? Come on, you want to hear more, don't you? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the 4th book still hasn't been... What? Get your dirty foot off there. Books are your predilection, my learned friend. Study them on your own time. Yeah? But no, forgive the discourtesy this time? In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty.
You're gonna make us do 2 summation examinations?
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh, come on, old man! Come on, isn't there like a conflict of interest here? Like us accusing jury number 4, you know, we should replace her with someone else. Thank you for that unambiguous response. It's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up. Mia? Is that Mia? You there, Mia? Mr. Zato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course. Hence is the right to another summation examination at this point. You still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance. My lord, the defense has to exercise its right to a summation examination. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve? Don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, just stay strong and determined. Okay, I think I call it there. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely call it there. To be continued. Okay. So I guess the question is, was it the Garridubs or someone else? Because if it's someone else, like, we don't have a large list of suspects. Like, I really like the it hit her head theory, because that explains why she's still comatose, right? Like, I don't, it makes sense to me. I think we'll get close to the truth next time. See you guys then. Bye.